For decades, the Bay Area has been a world-class destination for wine enthusiasts, drawing millions of visitors to Napa, Sonoma, and even the burgeoning Livermore Valley. But on July 17th, a group of Nikkei winemakers tried something new, hosting a wine tasting event at Sake Brewery in an industrial park in southeastern San Francisco. However unlikely the setting and circumstances, this sold-out event may have awakened the Bay Area to an under-the-radar class of California wines.
My name is Kenji, and I'm one of the organizers for today's Nikkei Wine tasting event here at Sequoia Sake in South San Francisco. The idea was from Noriko Kame of Sequoia Sake, who came up with the idea of hosting this event featuring Nikkei and Japanese American winemakers in California. Our goal is to create a networking group amongst Japanese American and Japanese winemakers here.
Hi, my name is Byron Kasugi. My brand is Byron Kasugi Wines, or B Kasugi Wines, as it's abbreviated on the label. I specialize in Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, and Gamay, some of which is from Carneros, some of which is from the Sonoma Coast.
Hi there, I'm Jason Nakami from Nakami Vineyards, and for us, we've been growing grapes for about 120 years now in Lodi, and in the 60s, my father, after the war, purchased the 15-acre vineyard that I was born and raised on, and it's from that vineyard that today we're actually producing our wines. Today we make about 4 different wines, about 500 cases of wine in total, still very much a small boutique winery. But part of this is really to honor my father and grandfather for everything they did.
Hi, my name is Joey Ovenstone. I'm here pouring Konkai wines at Sequoia Sake. We are a Japanese-Taiwanese-owned winery in Napa Valley. It all started in 2017 with Hinotore Rosé. That means Bird of Fire, and we take the proceeds from this wine and we donate it to a scholarship fund for the children of firefighters. It's our way of giving back to the community. We've been doing it since 2017, and we've been doing it ever since.
Hi, my name is Sonoe. I'm the wine producer called Six Cloves Wines. I am originally from Nagano, Umachi. I grew up in the area with the family of sake and miso making. And I have been making wine since 2017 under my brand. And I have been sourcing grapes from Napa and the Sonoma area. And I am making the wine so that I can let the grapes shine with my sense of or touch of Japanese flavor.
Hi, my name is Yasu Hayashi. I make wine in Napa Valley. I learned from Scott McLeod. He's American. And then from 2011, I learned from Philippe Basco from France, Bordeaux, France. He's a winemaker of Chateau Margaux. I learned from 2 great winemakers. I've been making wine from year 2000. I used to work for Inglenook Winery, and I left there in 2014 to make my own brand.
I've been making wine for other people since the mid-80s, so 1985, so 37 years. I started making my own wine in 2004. I make Pinot from the Sonoma Coast and from Carneros. In 2008, I started making Chardonnay as well. That comes from, and it has come from since day one, from the Sonoma Coast. And then more recently, I added a Gamay Noir to my lineup.
Our winemaker is Steve Mathiasen. He's a well-renowned James Beard Award nominee, San Francisco Chronicle Winemaker of the Year. He makes low alcohol, high acid, very balanced, food-friendly wines.
So I make Chardonnay from the grapes grown in Oakville, Napa, and I also make a red blend called Magnolia. Also organic grapes and grown by my friends from UC Davis, who's been growing organic grapes in the area.
I make 2 Cabernet Sauvignon. One is my white label, Bon Odor. White label is a more lighter style. You can enjoy now, food friendly. Other one is my black label, Paulonia Cabernet Sauvignon. Then Paulonia is the name of my winery. My black label has more color and tannin, more bigger wine, more Napa style. but I don't want to make a too overpowering wine. So I'm trying to make a elegant wine. That's my style of wine.
I guess what you'd say the defining guiding principle to my wines, there's a couple of them. One of them is to be as natural as possible without being a natural winemaker. And by that I mean allowing the grapes the fullest possible expression and not adding a lot of stuff to them. In the process of aging them, finishing them, and bottling them, I try to put as little into and also take out from the wines as I can. And that doesn't mean that I do nothing, but the goal is to preserve as much as possible the flavor of the grape, flavor of the vineyard, and to some extent even the flavor of the vintage that goes into the wine.
I think the biggest thing about our wines is that our goal in our winemaking process is to really try and produce an elegant style wine. What that basically means is not something that's over the top in terms of food or alcohol perspective. We want to make sure that we have plenty of acidity to really make the wines stand out. And we also are trying to do this in a very handcrafted way where it's small lot. So as I mentioned before, we only make about 500 cases of wine a year total. So it really is a labor of love, and we're really trying to produce that elegant style of wine.
And especially here at Kampai, we think, what do we want to eat first? And then we find a wine to pair with it. We create that wine. So all of our wines are made with food pairings in mind. We do a lot of Asian food and wine pairings. Our Chardonnay specifically is meant to be paired with sushi, sashimi, just light, flavorful Japanese food. So it all starts with just a conversation about food and who we want to drink with, friends, family, and we go.
Point. And also, I'm trying to manage the tanning during the fermentation. Yeah, I use usually do 21 days fermentation, but depend on the vintage. Sometimes a little bit shorter, sometimes a little bit longer. So it depends on the year. I need to manage the wine. It depends on the level of the tanning. So that's my style.
For more information about Sequoia Sake, go to sequoiasake.com. Public tasting is offered at their brewery on Saturdays from 12 to 6 p.m. For more information about the Nikkei winemakers, visit bkosugewines.com, kampai.wine, mikamivineyards.com, pauloniawine.com, and sixcloveswine.com.